As you've gone through our Synergy Family Business Plan, you understand that if you're going to be able to grow a Synergy business, you need to acquire customers and attract business builders. One of the simplest ways that you can acquire customers is be able to implement an effective marketing strategy. And all marketing is letting people know what you're doing. Now, as we've talked about in the business plan, don't talk to people about ProRH9 Plus. Instead, talk to them about either nitric oxide therapy or how they could reset their gut health through microbiome research. What we're going to show you in today's presentation is a very simple email campaign for nitric oxide therapy. So let's go through this document. This is the video. To the right of this video, you see a link to a PDF where you can actually click on that link, download this PDF to your computer so that you would have this information in front of you. But let me walk you through the PDF so that you understand the information and understand some of the nuances of what we're trying to help you understand. So here's the purpose of this marketing strategy. It's to use a simple email campaign to offer life-enhancing information. In this case, your branded nitric oxide therapy ebook. Let me switch over to another PDF. So if you do not yet have your nitric oxide therapy ebook branded to you, then you need to be contacting me, Dan Hammer. I'll throw up my contact information on the screen so that you have it. I need to have a good picture in JPEG form. I need to have the exact contact phone number that you want to use, and I need to have the exact email contact address that you would like to use. And then I can brand page 18 of this nitric oxide therapy ebook to you. Your image, your contact information, so that when you send this nitric oxide therapy to anyone that you're talking to, whether it be this email campaign or whether it be something that you met at a grocery store or at a meetup event or whatever it might be, and they want more information about how nitric oxide therapy could directly address one of their cardiovascular health issues, you can then send this PDF as an attachment to the email that you send to that person. So again, my contact information has been up here. It's now in your court to be able to send that information to me so that I can then send back to you your branded ebook. Let's go back to our original document. Again, starting from the beginning, use a simple email campaign to offer life-enhancing information that can directly improve the cardiovascular health of those who are in your email contact list. Most people have 500 or more email contacts. And if you use this systematic approach, you can effectively create interest in nitric oxide therapy. This interest will create product sales. But to be effective, you've got to lead with information. Always talk or write in terms of nitric oxide therapy. If your prospect is interested, then they'll ask you about what product or products they need to effectively harness the benefits of nitric oxide. We can't emphasize this more than what we do. If you learn to speak in terms of nitric oxide therapy, that will create interest. The interest will allow people or allow you to be able to send people information. Information will educate and help them understand how nitric oxide therapy could address their particular health concern to the point where you will be branded in their eyes as a bit of an expert, a person who shared valuable information, and the question will come, how can I apply this? And that's when ProRH9 Plus and Synergy Worldwide becomes appropriate to the conversation. If you lead with ProRH9 Plus, people will feel like you're trying to sell them a product. And although some people will accept that information, the vast majority people are conditioned to put up their walls to protect them from being, especially if they're not in a buying situation, to keep themselves from buying something. Don't do that. Talk about nitric oxide therapy and how it can address their particular health concern or the health concern of a loved one. They'll be receptive to the information, and then that gives you the opportunity to create the relationship that will then lead to product sales. Now, in this email campaign, we have a flow chart. And the flow chart's pretty easy. You have an initial email, you have a reminder email, and then you have a thank you email. The initial email you're going to send to the people who are on your contact list. Now, don't try and send that initial email to all 500 people. You want to do a systematic approach to this. Carve out a 45-minute time period or less, Monday through Thursday, whether it be early in the morning or at night before you go to bed or sometime in the evening or whatever is convenient for you. Discipline yourself to spend 45 minutes where you send 10 to 15 emails per day, Monday through Thursday. Don't send them on Friday. Don't send them on Saturday. Don't send them on Sunday. Use the weekend for whatever family things that you have. People are not going to be interested on a Friday night. Do this Monday through Thursday. If you send 10 to 15 per day, that's 40 to 60 emails that you send out per week. That's 160 to 240 emails that you send out per month. So this campaign, done systematically to your email list, could be a 2, 3, or 4 month process of getting people interested in what you're doing. Now, the reminder email is sent the following week. And we'll talk about this a little bit more as I go down through this presentation. But the first week, you start with 10 to 15 per day. Then when you go into the second week, what are you doing on Monday? You're sending an initial email to 10 to 15 people. And then you're sending a reminder email to last week's 10 to 15 that you sent on Monday. And in that second week on Tuesday, 10 to 15 new initial emails, and then you're sending a reminder email to the 10 to 15 that you sent the previous week. So your time the second week might be up to an hour to do that, but you already have their names and email addresses, and all you need to do is just copy and paste the reminder email and change the person's name and send it out. Again, it's a systematic approach to doing this. We'll show you a very simple contact way of being able to manage this. And then the thank you email would only go to those people who actually respond to your emails, whether it be the initial email or the reminder email where they actually want the branded Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook. And out of this process, you're building a potential client list where you can then in the future do what we call a drip campaign, where you can share with them new information, maybe client stories of people that you've helped in this whole aspect of how nitric oxide therapy, everything is about nitric oxide therapy, not how ProArgin Plus helped my client, but how nitric oxide therapy helped my client see their blood pressure go from 160 over 90 to 112 over 68, like nitric oxide therapy did for my wife Sherry. Again, everything is about nitric oxide therapy in your drip campaign to create interest for more information, and then when they're ready to apply that information, they'll contact you. How do I do this? What product should I use? Is there a particular product that you would recommend? And then you can provide them with information about ProArgin Plus and the 3 unique selling positions or points of ProArgin Plus. 1, it's been in the physician's desk reference for the last 3 years. 2, it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement on the marketplace. And 3, it has 262 verified quality assurance steps, so they guarantee results. And if you don't get the results, you have a 120-day money-back guarantee. Now again, reading, send or modify the following email to all your email contacts. Set a goal to send out 10 to 15 per day, Monday through Thursday. There's 3 potential emails. We're going to go through these emails. There's the initial email, there's the reminder email, and then there's the thank you email. So the initial email, what's our purpose? We want to have in that email an introduction, the mission, a story, and a call to action. There's 4 defined components to this email. Now, again, this email is a suggestion to you. Take the suggestion, you can copy it exactly as it is, making sure that you change the person's name that you're sending it to, and when we get to the end here, that it's not my name but your name, and whatever you want to say to them. I use have a blessed day or have a blessed evening, depending upon the time of day that I'm sending it. You can change that however you want to, but the basics of the email would stay the same. Or you can use it as a guideline and you can adapt it to your voice or how you would like to send it. But I'll go through this email and then I'll help you understand why it's crafted the way that it is. Subject line is important. Would you help me with my mission? Question mark. Anytime that you ask a question, the mind demands an answer. So put this in terms of a question and put it in terms of a mission. People want to know, well, what are you talking about? What mission is Dan now on? Or, how can I help him with his mission? So would you help me with my mission? Dear John, it's been a while since we've corresponded, so I hope you and your family are well. I'll get right to the point of this email. As I've continued to search for information that can improve my overall health, I came across the Million Lives Project. Their goal is to get into the hands of 1 million people or more information on nitric oxide therapy and how it can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. Cardiovascular health concerns like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, and improved athletic performance. I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize winning information, but once I understood it and applied it, I wanted to help them accomplish their goal of getting this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible. Personally, I benefited from nitric oxide therapy through improved athletic performance. My wife Sherry benefited by seeing her blood pressure go from 160/90 to 112/68, all by using this natural process to address her health concern. This information on nitric oxide therapy is now in a convenient and easy to understand ebook. If this interests you, then call me or send me an email. I'll then send you this nitric oxide therapy ebook. It's in a PDF format that you can easily download to your computer. There is no cost or obligation, just excellent information to help you and your loved ones understand a natural way to address most cardiovascular health challenges. Thank you for taking time to consider this opportunity to improve your health and the health of those you love. Have a blessed day, Dan. So again, at the bottom here, change the ending to however you would want to. And this is your basic framework. What have we done here? We have an intro, we have a mission, we have a story, and we have a call to action. So what is the intro? It's right here. It's been a while since we've corresponded, so I hope you and your family are well. If you want to expand that intro, go right ahead and do so. If you want to have a little bit more touch in terms of, empathy, in terms of talking to that person in your email, great. But I want to get right to the point. And so I say that in my email. I'll get right to the point of this email. And this is the mission. All right. Again, going back here, you've got an intro and a mission. And the mission is the Million Lives Project. That is the overriding marketing structure of everything that we're doing in Synergy Worldwide. It's the Million Lives Project. How can we get into the hands of 1 million people or more information on nitric oxide therapy? When we do this same type of presentation for the microbiome, we'll have a separate video that we'll do with a separate PDF for the microbiome. We have to wait for Synergy to release that because there's certain things that we want to make sure that we are accurately saying about that program. But in this case, it's nitric oxide therapy. The purpose of the Million Lives Project is to get into the hands of 1 million people or more information on nitric oxide therapy and how it can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. And then we define that. What would that look like? Could be heart disease, could be high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, improved athletic performance. Again, if there's some things that you want to change in here that you want to more emphasize, go ahead. I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize winning information. We want to validate the information. This is Nobel Prize winning information, so validate it. You don't have to have Dr. Ignaro's name attached to it, just Nobel Prize winning information. But once I understood it and applied it, so what you're doing in that process is you're helping that person understand that you got information through the Million Lives Project. You got a nitric oxide therapy ebook, and you started to understand it and apply it. And then I wanted to help them accomplish their goal of getting this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible. Personally, and this is where your story comes in. Now, maybe you don't have a story yet. I'll talk about that in just a second. But if you have a story, then share it. Now, what did I do here? I shared it in two parts. I shared my personal story, which was improved athletic performance. Maybe that doesn't resonate with the individual, but I can tell you this is my main story that I share with people when they ask me, well, do you use this product, ProGen Plus? Yes, I've been using it since 2008 when it came on the marketplace. And for me, I used it for athletic performance. I was playing indoor soccer at the time, and it made a huge difference in my endurance, but more importantly, I didn't have any soreness the next day. So then my wife decided to apply it for her blood pressure, which at that time was 160/90, and through nitric oxide therapy, through the use of ProGen Plus, it took it to 112/68. Now, if they've asked me about ProGen Plus, I'll talk about ProGen Plus. If they haven't asked me about ProGen Plus, then I'll just talk in terms of nitric oxide therapy, what it did for me for athletic performance, what it did for my wife Sherry on her blood pressure going from 160/90 to 112/68. And I can tell you from experience that when people hear my wife's story, they want to know how. How did that happen? Was there a particular product? Well, we chose to use this product called ProGen Plus, and then I've already shared with you the 3 unique selling points for ProGen Plus. Now, that's the story, or you can adapt that story. You might change this instead of personally I benefit. I've got a friend who's benefited from nitric oxide therapy. It made a huge difference in his athletic performance, but more importantly, it helped his wife Sherry benefit by seeing her blood pressure go from 160/90 to 112/68, all by using this natural process to address her health concern. So again, you can adapt this, or you can begin to look at what is your story, and don't make your story long. Make your story 3 or no more than 4 lines in your email, and leave the most important one last, and bold it, as you see here. This information on nitric oxide therapy is now in a convenient and easy to understand ebook. This is the beginning to the call to action. And what do? If this interests you, then call me or send me an email. This is my first call to action. All right? I'll then send you this nitric oxide therapy ebook. It's in a PDF format. What are you telling a person? You're telling them how it's going to come to them through an email in a PDF that they can easily download to their computer. And we want to begin to take out any kind of negative things that are coming up. Okay, what's the catch here? There is no cost. There is no obligation. State it out front in your email so that you take the negative idea that's coming into their brain. Okay, what's the cost for something? What am I going to get myself into if I accept this? There is no cost. There is no obligation. Just excellent information to help you and your loved ones understand a natural way to address most cardiovascular health challenges. Thank you for taking time to consider this opportunity to improve your health and the health of those you love. Again, you want to be able to leave them with a feel that, hey, you appreciate their time, you appreciate them evaluating this email, you appreciate the fact that they're going to consider getting this information, the call to action to either call you or send you an email so that you can share this information with them. Now, that's the initial email. Here's the reminder one. The reminder one has an intro, a reminder, and a call to action. And the subject line that we would suggest to you is, would you like a copy of the nitric oxide therapy ebook? Now, maybe they never opened up the first email that you sent them. That can happen. I get emails that are from people that I know that end up in my spam account, or sometimes I get emails from people that I know and I don't have the time to open them up, and then I might get another email from that same person later on, and I haven't seen the first email that they sent me. So just make the subject line, would you like a copy of the nitric oxide therapy ebook, with a question mark. Again, anytime that you ask a question, the mind demands an answer. So utilize that to your advantage, and you're utilizing that to your advantage in a positive way. Dear John, a couple of days ago I sent you an email about the Million Lives Project. Their goal is to get into the hands of 1 million people or more information on nitric oxide therapy and how it can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. Cardiovascular health concerns like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, and improved athletic performance. As I shared in my last email, Sherry and I have personally benefited from nitric oxide therapy. For me, it was improved athletic performance. For Sherry, it helped her naturally address her high blood pressure, which was 160/90 and is now 112/68. I want to be a part of their mission, to get this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible by sharing with family and friends the same nitric oxide therapy ebook that helped educate us in this area. If this interests you, then send me an email letting me know that you would like a copy of this ebook. It's in a PDF format, which is easy to open and or download to your computer. The response that I've had from others has been exceptional. So I'll leave it in your hands to decide if you want this life-enhancing information. Again, send me an email if you want this nitric oxide therapy ebook. Have a blessed day, Dan. So again, change whatever you want at the end of your email to reflect who you are, and go back up here and make sure that the Dear John is Dear Sue, Dear Jill, whoever you're sending it to. And what is this email? It's a guideline for you. If you want to change it, great, go ahead. But it's an intro, a reminder, and a call to action. The intro, a couple of days ago, I sent you an email about the Million Lives Project. What's the reminder? Basically, it's the same information that I sent them in the first one. I've just rephrased it in certain ways and used the same information as before. I've taken my testimonial and I've just rephrased my testimonial for myself and Sherry in a different way. It's a reminder of what I had sent them. Now, I want to be a part of their mission, to get this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible by sharing with family and friends the same nitric oxide therapy ebook that helped educate us in this area. If you have not yet read the nitric oxide therapy ebook, then you need to go and do that. So when you send this email, you will be familiar with the ebook and you will not feel like you've lied to any person. Take your nitric oxide therapy ebook and make sure that you read it page for page and watch every one of the videos that's in there. If you're going to be in the synergy business, like any business, you need to pay attention to the details that are important to growing your business. The nitric oxide therapy ebook is your major marketing strategy that brands you in the eyes of other people as an expert. And if they say to you, well, that there was some information on page number 19 or page number 12, one of the videos that I saw, and if you've never been on page 12, and if you've never watched the videos that are on those pages, then you won't know how to respond properly. Take the time to invest in your business and be an expert on the nitric oxide therapy ebook. Use that as your guideline for how you can understand this information and be able to communicate it effectively with other people. I cannot share with you how much that will help you grow your synergy business, especially your client base, and you'll have a duplicatable process for people who want to join you in the synergy business to replicate exactly what we're doing right now, sending the same type of email to their contact list of 500 or more people in their email contact list, having their own nitric oxide therapy ebook branded to them, and having gone through that nitric oxide therapy ebook to understand the information. Coming back to the email, if this interests you, call to action. If this interests you, then send me an email letting me know that you would like a copy of this ebook. It's in a PDF format, easy to open, download to your computer. Now, the response that I've had from others has been exceptional. That's a true statement for me. If you don't feel that that is a true statement for you at this point in time when you first start this, then don't add that. But for me, it is a true statement. The response to the nitric oxide therapy ebook has been more than exceptional. It's been phenomenal. But I don't like the word phenomenal, so I use exceptional. So I'll leave it in your good hands Again, I'm complimenting the person to be able to make a decision for themselves, that if they want this life-enhancing information, all they have to do, call to action, send me an email if you want the Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook. So in this one, there's 2 defined call to actions in allowing people to make the decisions for themselves. Do you make a phone call to this person? That's up to you. I personally am not going to do that. I've sent the first email. I've sent my reminder email. If they don't respond to either one of those, that's fine. They're not yet ready, or they haven't seen the information, whatever. It's not about pestering people. It's about letting people know what you're doing. And if it resonates with them, they're going to contact you. And maybe at this point in time in their life, it's not going to resonate. But in the future, it might. And that's where the drip campaign comes in, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, let's say that they call you or they email you and they do want it. So here's your thank you email. Again, there's an intro, there's instructions, and there's a call to action. Subject line, here's your Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook. I use the word your purposely. We want them to own it. We want them to feel like, okay, that's my Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook. Dear John, thank you for your interest in the Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook. I've attached the PDF to this email. You can either open it up or directly download it to your computer. If you have time, I would read each page and watch all the videos. I'll come back to this for the psychology of what we're doing right here. Cliff Notes version. However, if you're pressed for time, here's my suggestion to help you quickly understand how nitric oxide therapy could benefit you and your loved ones. 1. Review pages 11, 12, and 13 and pick the one video that best addresses your health concern. Watch this video. 2. The next best video to watch is on page 5, which is The Truth About L-Arginine. This video will help you understand how critical this amino acid is to your overall health. 3. Finally, I would watch the video on page 8, titled The Truth About L-Citrulline. This amino acid is as important to your nitric oxide production as L-Arginine. As you watch the videos and go through this information, please write down any questions you might have. While I'm no expert in this area, I might be able to answer your questions, and if I can't, then I'll get the answers for you. One final thought. If you see the value of this information, then I would suggest sharing this PDF with others. The Million Lives Project is all about working together to bring this life-enhancing information to 1 million people or more, helping others understand that there is a natural way to address most cardiovascular health concerns through nitric oxide therapy. Thank you again for accepting this information and being a part of this health movement. If you have any questions, then please either email me or call me directly at 630-936-8079. Have a blessed day, Dan. So again, end the email the way that you would. Put your phone number in there, not mine, so that I'm not getting calls from your client base. And let's go back to the top here. Intro, instructions, call to action. Again, self-explanatory. What do I do here between the second and third paragraph? If you have time, I would read each page and watch all the videos. Well, when a person opens up that PDF and sees that there's 18 pages to it, a lot of people say, I don't have time right now to go through 18 pages of material. That's why we have the Cliff Notes version. Now, I don't know if Cliff Notes is as prevalent today with today's kids as what it was for our age category, which is age category 45 and above. Cliff Notes was a big deal. You could go get Cliff Notes to be able to have a synopsis of a book that you were supposed to read. So people understand the concept of Cliff Notes version. And what are you specifically doing? You're telling them how to save time and specifically go through this process. First step, go to pages 11, 12, and 13. Pick the one video that best addresses their health concern. Watch it. Then, if they've got time, the next one is to go to page 5. Watch The Truth About L-Arginine. And if they've got time, go to page 8, watch the one on The Truth About L-Citrulline. Now, I'll share with you, I get calls through my videos that are on YouTube all the time. And here's the two statements that I hear universally. I've watched your video a couple times, or I've watched a couple of your videos. I'm telling you that if this information speaks to their needs, especially the first video that they watch, which is how nitric oxide therapy will address high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual health, cognitive function, poor wound healing, athletic performance, whichever video that they've picked, that video, if they're looking for an answer, that video will resonate with them and they'll become receptive to more information. More information means that you are continuing to build the case for them applying nitric oxide therapy to address their particular concern. And that is what will have people call you and contact you to say, okay, how do I apply it? Now, if you remember from your nitric oxide therapy ebook, or if you don't have it, you'll see it. We have a section in the nitric oxide therapy ebook. In fact, let me go back here and show you. So when you share the nitric oxide therapy ebook and you look at this table of contents, our product of choice, which is on page number 15. So let's go down to page number 15 and blow that page up a little bit more so that you can actually see what it looks like. Let's bring it up a little bit higher. Okay, so we actually build in the PDF for nitric oxide therapy, our product of choice. And again, what are the unique selling positions for ProArginine Plus? Clinically proven, the fact that it's been in the physician's desk reference for the last 3 years, and that there's 262 quality assurance steps with 100% money-back guarantee on the product. So again, you have everything that you need in this this branded. Oh, and let me just show you page 18. So about me, all the information is generic here, but it's your picture, your contact information, your email address. So we want to brand that page to you with your information. Let me close out of this one here. Now, one final thought. What are we doing in the final thought? We come back up here. It's a call to action. The call to action is if they see value in this information, then we would suggest, or I would suggest, that they share this PDF with others. They can become part of the Million Lives Project. It's all about helping others. It's all about working together to get this life-enhancing information into the hands of 1 million people or more, helping others understand that there is a natural way to address most cardiovascular health concerns through nitric oxide therapy. Again, I thank you again for accepting this information and being a part of this health movement. You want to have them feel like they are now part of the Million Lives Project, that they are making a difference in their health and the health of others, and that if they choose to, they don't have to be a distributor. They can be a person who just wants to share information, like when something positive happens to people, they share it up on their Facebook pages all the time. Hey, I got this nitric oxide therapy ebook. It's fantastic. If again, that could be part of your drip campaign to people who've responded to you in the future, in terms of helping them understand how they can socially share this information, the Million Lives Project and the nitric oxide therapy ebook, with other people. Now, build your potential contact list. As people respond to your email marketing techniques and want the nitric oxide therapy ebook, we suggest creating a potential client list. You can use whatever type of contact management program you like. Here are some suggestions on maintaining your growing database. 1, capture their contact information so that you can track outcomes and keep them informed on future results and information. Create a drip campaign, and you may want to consider an email provider like Constant Contact or MailChimp. I used to use Constant Contact. I now use MailChimp. I like MailChimp a whole lot better than Constant Contact. You can keep a very simple paper log. Let's say that you're going to do 10 on a daily basis, Monday through Thursday. So just take this simple chart, and instead of just one line, make 10 lines, and then make 4 copies. And that's, you put the date. You just have to do it one time. name of the person, their email addresses so that you have this information in front of you, and then whatever the date is for that initial email, whatever the date is that you sent them the follow-up email, and if they become a customer, put a date there. So you have a sheet for each week. If you're doing it for the first month, you'll have 4 or 5 sheets depending upon how many weeks are in that month. You might, for the next month, have 4 or 5 sheets. The next month, 4 or 5 sheets. The next month, 4 or 5 sheets. So you might have 20 to 25 sheets in front of you, but you can see visually who responded to you. Who wanted a thank you. Who you sent the thank you email. Build the ones that respond to you. You want to build your data list of those people who responded to you in a positive way, wanting the Nitric Oxide Therapy ebook, so that you can then continue to provide them with information. And you may want to provide all the people on this list information through a drip campaign. Maybe they didn't respond to you in your initial email and your follow-up email. That doesn't mean that they're not interested. They might not have seen it, or the timing's not right, or they've got other pressing things going on in their life that they don't have time right now to respond to it. But that doesn't mean in the future those things don't change. Or they go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, your blood pressure is now 160/90, just like this happened to my wife, and you're either going to have to go on blood pressure medication or make some lifestyle changes. So what's it going to be? And at that point in time, my wife Sherry finally listened to me about Progesterone Plus and started to use the product. And what did it do? That product took her blood pressure to 112/68, and she's been on that product ever since. Every morning she takes a heaping scoop of Progesterone Plus in a glass of water. And that has provided her with excellent cardiovascular health for the last 7 years. She wasn't receptive at the first, but she became receptive when her doctor told her blood pressure was 160/90. So again, events in a person's life will make them more receptive to information, and you want a drip campaign. So build your list of interested people, or keep it all the people that you send this to, because you're looking for long-term success. This is about building, in the eyes of the people that know you, a consistency to what you're doing. Again, not everyone will be an initial product user, and whether they buy or not, you want to continue to send them information at least one time per month. You could send them information more often, but our suggestion is no more than once per week. And focus 90% of your future emails on nitric oxide therapy, with the following suggested types of emails. New research. So Google nitric oxide therapy. Look and see what's happening. You can look for scholarly articles on nitric oxide therapy. Don't have to read the whole article, just read the summary. The summary of the article will tell you, and you can highlight different things like that. You can go to YouTube and look to see what kinds of nitric oxide therapy YouTube videos are up there. And if there's one that you really like, it doesn't have to be tied to Progesterone Plus. It could be tied to a different product. If the information is good, you want to share the information with other people. So you can put that link into an email to them. I came across this fantastic YouTube video on nitric oxide therapy. Here's the link. I wanted to share it with you. The video is about 7 minutes long. It's excellent. Click on the link, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on how nitric oxide therapy can be a natural way to address most cardiovascular health challenges. Now, I just wrote that email in my mind just now. All right, I don't have anything in front of me. As you do this, as you immerse yourself into this process, you'll get better and better about how you can use nitric oxide therapy and present that information, nitric oxide therapy, in a way that is attractive to the person that you're presenting it to. Share client stories without their names unless they've given you permission to use their names. I just recently worked with a client who had high blood pressure. My client's blood pressure was 160/90. They applied nitric oxide therapy, especially after they had the opportunity to read through the nitric oxide therapy ebook. Now, if that's true, say it. If it's not true, don't put it in there. And then their blood pressure was 160/90. After 30 days, it went to this and this, and now it's been 90 days on nitric oxide therapy, and their blood pressure is 112/68. And what a relief it has been for that person. What an opportunity to be involved in this the Million Lives Project and sharing this information with 1 million people or more, and how we can naturally help them understand how nitric oxide therapy can address cardiovascular health issues. So again, as you do this, that's my rough draft that I just shared with you. I'd go and clean that up. I'd work my email. I'd speak my email out loud so that it sounded conversational with the individual that I'm going to send it to. And then I would store that email, because I could most likely use that email in the future with someone else. And then educate yourself. Get Dr. Ignaro's book, No More Heart Disease. Get Dr. John Cook's book, The Cardiovascular Cure. You can go on Amazon and get these books. You can go on to other bookseller sites and get these books. And those are your two main books. I would always recommend the first one is always Dr. Ignaro's book, No More Heart Disease. It is the best book in the marketplace. It's the oldest book, but it's also the best book in helping people understand this. And read through it. And as there's a particular passage or paragraph or statement that Dr. Ignaro makes, then take that and build something around it that you can then send to your contact list and be able to help them stay informed about how nitric oxide therapy can address cardiovascular health concerns. Last thing before we close up this video, remember, all marketing is letting people know what you're doing. As you learn how to share information that will more effectively resonate with them, then your probability for a positive outcome, in this case sales, will increase. That's what we're trying to teach you as you go through our Synergy Family Business Plan, as you go through these different types of marketing techniques and strategies that we have through these videos and PDFs. You will get more and more skilled at being able to share information, letting people know what you're doing in a way that will resonate with them and resonate with them more effectively, so that you will be able to create that relationship that will result in you being able to bless lives with better health through either nitric oxide therapy in the use of Pro-Oxygen Plus, or improved gut health in the video that we'll do when the microbiome product line from Synergy Worldwide gets released, and using that pathway for helping people to improve their health. If you have any questions on this information, please always feel free. If you're in our Synergy family, always feel free to be able to contact me. I'm here to assist you in building a Synergy business that blesses lives with better health as you build a vibrant network marketing business. And I want to help you scale that to whatever level that you want to take it. Thank you for your time. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.